It's a beautiful morning this morning, no wind, and got down to 44 degrees last night. And I'm going to take you guys along with me on some activities this weekend, I think. There's two of my pigs waiting. Well, not so much waiting. They spend the morning on this side of the lane, usually in about 11 o'clock or so, or between 11 and 1. I'll turn them over onto the across the lane onto the other side. There's my beer that I brewed last night, closest. I've moved the other ones to the brewery. I've got a little brewery I'm starting over there in my friend Frank's Hall, and that's where we're going to go next. That's where a lot of the action is going to be this weekend. There, and also even that outhouse up there, I'm probably going to jack it up a little bit further, mostly so my grandsons can see it. They're going to be up here for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, part of Friday and Sunday, Monday. And I want them to see some of this stuff, so we're going there next. As I said, it got down to 44 last night, and so it was an excuse to build a fire in the furnace. And boy, the basement's nice and cozy at the moment. I always liked building that first fire. That carboy right there, that's the brew of the month. That's where I've been putting the beer that I regarded as a failed experiment or had some left over. I've just been putting it in there, and you can see the grousing on top, and the only seal is that mason jar over the top. I'm going to take it out to the brewery possibly today. All right, we're going to get ready to go outside now. Here you might enjoy seeing the fire. I wonder if you can make that out. I don't think I pointed this out. That's called grousing or krausen on top. And you see the fermentation is still going on. So that beer's very possibly going to get better. It may still be usable. Well, we're going to duck this walnut branch and head in the back door of Frank's Hall. And in there, things have changed a little bit, but this is going to be for winter mostly. Along that bench right there, I've got a project that I'll tell you about in a moment. Here's my, that's where my brewery is going to be, I think. That's that 10-year-old beer right there, and that's my brews. One of the, let me tell you about this. I'm going to get chickens, baby chicks, this weekend, so the boys can see that too. And these are parts to a box, a strong box that I had. I got at a sale that I think was used to ship an engine here to whoever's sale that was. And I'm going to piece it back together so I have something strong enough for the peeps to be in. You'll see more about that later. And the other thing, I've decided that this cook stove is in too bad a shape. Well, I've got a better one, and I'm going to bring it in. I'm going to take this one out, and I'm going to bring the other one in. I can piece this back together, but I think I'll do it somewhere else. But I wanted to give you a look at what this was like before I start disassembling and taking it apart. I'm pretty sure that's where the chimney's going to go. That's where the furnace is going to go. The stairs, I've told you about this before. The stairs will be along that wall and then turn and go on up. But that's a bigger project for later. And this grill, there's a story behind that. But I'm going to put it there because I think that's going to be my malt house, where I roast my malt. I think it'll need a chimney too. And outside here, outside the door, this is something I've saved. My mother, I think, had got that at a sale, and I never knew exactly what to do with it. That's where I'm going to roast my malt, in that, I think. But those are projects for later, not this weekend. Now, Wayne Frost complains that I don't give an overall view or something like that. He'd like to see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to risk my life, and I'm going to go up that ladder needlessly, except to take a camera shot from up there so Wayne can better appreciate what this space is like. All right, here we go. I'm up at the top of that ladder. There's that long bench, which is eventually going to go over against this wall. There's the material for the posts. There's going to be my throne, which will be turned 90 degrees and come over here. There's the furnace. There's where the chimney's going to go, more or less. There's the cook stove I'm going to take out. There's a temporary bench, which will be part of the kitchen. There's going to be a sink. Go there. This is just material below me for that chimney. So maybe that'll give some idea of how stuff is laid out here. All right, we're going. Well, there's the better cook stove. It's upside down, and it's been half buried in the mud down here in the blacksmith shop for 10 years, I don't know. But enameled iron, enameled steels like that, it's okay. And now my problem is how to get that, it's quite heavy, up there onto the bed of my truck. I've got my rollers, and I got a couple boards. The duct tape is because one of the hinges is highly questionable on the front. I may have to repair that. Well, we'll see how this goes. Well, I managed to get it turned over. And of course the pigs are curious, wanting to help, seeing what's here, where it was before. I may have to turn them across to get them out of the road. But anyway, when I turned it across, here, this was in there. This is the manual for the for this. Maybe this was never used. That's possible, and all this the stress that it's been under is just because it was, you know, not cared for by me very well or others. But anyway, this is the one. It's got the top. It's got the warming oven above it. This is sheet metal. I can replace that. It'd be interesting. So that was the first step. Now I got to decide how I'm going to move it over that way, using boards and rollers and stuff, and move it up the hill and get it on the truck. Pigs are a little puzzled just what's going on here. Down there is where I'm working the stove out of the 1/3 of the blacksmith shop, which itself needs to be jacked up and repaired. It's definitely been used. I know it's been used because of what came out once I got it rolled over and I started to clean out underneath the flue. It's been fired, it's been used, probably in a lot of ways. It doesn't have grates that I know of, unless I've got them somewhere else, but I can come up with grates. There, that's ready to head up the hill. I've got it up and it's got it on rollers. It rolls easy. I just need somebody to work the brakes and work the rollers. So I think I'm going to leave that the way it is until my grandsons get here so they can see how their pappy manages to get that up that hill and onto the truck. So I've got one thing I wanted to say. Joyce may remember me doing something like this last year, moving some monstrous heavy thing down to get ready for a bridge. Now I'll admit to a certain amount of wanting to impress my former girlfriend, so maybe I can impress her again here. So down here, that's where I was. Down here's another thing I've got to do. This is too complicated to explain now, but I need to get these pallets that are outside a square I'm fencing. I need to get them off the ground and inside. And when I went to lift either one of these, it was just way too heavy, and I didn't understand why. I couldn't even lift it really with the bar. Then I figured out, I ran a rail through that. They're connected loosely. I never fasten anything. There's one there as well, and it goes the whole way through both, so I was having to lift two at once. So the solution is to punch them out, I guess. So I got 2 blocks of wood to act as wooden punches. I've got a sledgehammer here, and I think I can punch them out. We'll see how that goes. Wow, that was so easy. I just hit the punches about 3 or 4 times, and then they were loose, and there are the 2 rails. I pulled them out. I didn't even have to keep pushing them. I just pulled them out the other end. Now I should be able to tip those up. It wasn't quite as easy now because I had some more in there, but I just needed help from Sally and the piglets. The whole herd, the whole team's coming down here to check it out and see what they can do to help me free this up. I had to do a little bit of digging, not much. We'll get it, the pigs and me. There, I got it, or we got it. The weeds were grown in, had them grown together as well as those rails. So here come the inspectors. I'll move them in there later. That was enough of a lift for the moment. Watch what these little guys eat. They eat corn now. Boy, that one's, I like his color and her color, and I think she's a keeper. That's what I'd like to get, that brown and black, if I could. I can't keep them all, but so it's a beauty contest in a way.